Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back to the Sunday recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a little bit about my last week in games, and as always we'll start with EVE Online where I spend a little bit less time than I usually do, but I still managed to get some small exploration sessions in. Tried a couple of different ships actually back in the Gila with the massive buffer, that always works really well. Grabbed the Ishtar for some anomalies as well and did a little bit of looting in those. Some salvaging too. I'm basically trying to relax a little bit at the moment when it comes to EVE Online, and exploration is definitely my go-to for that. Of course, on Friday we had that devblog drop where CCP announced yet another crunch for resources and basically the removal of quite a few minerals from quite a few spaces, including Isaac. And so on the last couple of days I actually jumped into my Orca and I've been doing a little bit of mining, trying to get some small reserves in detail available for Noxium, for Isogen, for stuff like that. That's moving completely to other spaces. Very interesting in my opinion. I'm planning a video on that when I give you guys my opinion on all of these changes, but it is yet another pretty big bombshell to drop for EVE Online. Of course, it is the talk of the town at the moment. Other than that, PI, we're still hoarding that at the moment. It's pretty interesting, of course, that devblog has forced even more ISK to go into the minerals, and some of PI was trying to recover a little bit. We saw some more demand, but in EVE Talk yesterday we saw that across the board it's looking like it's just not going to hold on, and that we can expect lower demand and bad prices to continue for the moment. A little bit of trading as well. I've got some Tech 2 ships ready, waiting for the right time to sell those. And then of course my blueprint copies. We're still doing that every week, bringing it to Jita. They're selling pretty well. Structures obviously down in price quite a little bit because of the new core that has come into play. Demand there has dropped substantially, but on the other hand, freighters, very high price for the BPCs there. Carriers, dreadnoughts, still well above average. So overall, I think I'm pretty happy with what I'm getting from my blueprint copy business as well. And then, well, we'll have to wait and see, of course, for the development of EVE Online. The zenith of the invasions is planned for the not too distant future, and during the live stream of the devblog CSP also talked about new things coming when it comes to resources. So overall, it sounds like it could be a very interesting couple of weeks and months that are coming for EVE Online at the moment, but and that's really very different from what we've had before. Of course, we're completely left in the dark. That includes CSM on some aspects of all of this, which of course means that you can be pleasantly surprised and unpleasantly surprised. I personally am just waiting it out and seeing what happens. I'm in prep mode, and we'll see what we want to do when all of these changes actually hit. And for my next game I also played a little bit of Path of Exile, actually a decent amount of Path of Exile with the new Heist League, but I've really not been playing the Heist mechanic. What I've instead been doing is I've been exploring the new abilities that GGG introduced with the Heist mechanic, and it's not easy, I'll be honest. I'm so stuck in my ways when it comes to building like a minion character that it's not easy to try different characters and different defense styles and things like that. At the moment I'm actually working on a character that I call an Orber. So what I'm trying to make work is using the new Black Hole spell, which has a huge 10-second cooldown, and then another orb which is like a lightning orb that is stationary and does damage to a couple of targets within range, and then make those work with Archmage for very big damage. My vision was, well, there's the boss, I drop those two orbs and then the boss just gets deleted from the game because of the massive amount of damage which that long cooldown should mean, but it's not exactly working as intended at the moment. Some bosses tend to be a little bit too mobile for that. For rares it's sometimes really amazing. I just put those down and then the rare mob just gets completely deleted before it can do anything. Very impressive. The long cooldown is a problem for clearing speed, so that's kind of bad. So I'm also using Chain Lightning to try and get the bigger packs of fodder out of the way. But yeah, on some bosses I've died quite a few times, I must say, trying to get that to work. The Innocence fight, for instance, was a complete pain in the butt. My defenses are not what they should be, and That one was very difficult to complete, and then some others where you get far more static bosses have been going surprisingly well, like the first Kitava fight as well. There, I feel like I managed to make that work, just drop everything on Kitava. She actually phased to the heart very quickly, drop everything on the heart, goes back, and like that, I actually managed to get through this pretty well. So, you know, we'll see what I decide to do with Path of Exile. I don't feel any real pressure to play super hardcore or to make a lot of content with it. I'm just trying to have some fun exploring these new abilities and not really going all out or anything like that for Path of Exile. But it's still definitely a fun game to jump in on every single league, and that's what we're doing right now. So that was my last week in games, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.